Welcome again to Study Tips with Kent. So we're following along every week from Apple Pie English School. So let's see, several weeks ago we had use your favorite pen. And in that video I think I showed this pen, which is my favorite pen. So please watch that if you didn't watch. Number two, decorate your notebook and study bag. So of course we explained our Apple Pie English bag, why we decorate here, or why you should decorate the whole thing. So please watch that if you haven't. And number three, last week we did always use a pen, do not erase. As you can see from Apple Pie English School, we have a black and a red pen. So there's no pencils here. Sorry, there's no pencils here. To find out why do we do that. And for this week's lesson, we have here, yes, Cornell Notes. So for Cornell Notes, you can see here. So last week, I think I showed you this here. I made a mistake last week. So, well, not last week, but I showed you why I crossed off instead of erasing. So, of course, here, these are my notes. Yeah, use Cornell note-taking system. It's a specific note-taking system. It's called the Cornell Notes System, or Cornell Note-Taking System, or Cornell Method. Use of created by a guy named Walter Polk in 1950s. It was a note-taking system devised. He was an education professor at Cornell University. Of course, Cornell University in Japan will be the same level as Keio University, so in same style. So Polk advocated its use in his best-selling book, How to Study in College. So how to study in college. That's why these 30 tips are also my tips, so Kent's tips of how to study in college. But of course, you can, any age can use all these tips. So let's see. So today we're going to talk about Cornell Notes. So first I'll talk about this one. If I can, I'll link this down below. So I don't always recommend, like, you have to buy like pen. You can buy any pen you like. But for this note system, I really like this style. This is closest to Cornell Notes I can find in Japan. It's called Smart Review. You can see here, so I'll try to link it below, but if you want to, you can look it up on Amazon. It's a great system. So it looks like this. It comes 5 to a pack with four to a pack with different colors to help you with each study tip. You can see here, number 1. So yeah, it has its own style of how to use the notebook, but I want to use it in a different way, the Cornell system. So the Cornell note-taking system is like this. So you have, of course, if you write everything in class the same way, you just write, it helps, but it doesn't help as much as this system. This system focuses on 3 different ways to learn. Well, actually more than that, but at least 3 different ways to learn. Because you're looking at something from 3 different ways, you can learn it quicker. So it's much easier to study later on. So, of course, at the top you just write your title and subtitle, pages the teacher is talking about in class, and the dates, and these checks are, of course, every time you read over this and you know it, you can check it. And so here, the system I've already drawn on this page here to help you. So that's why I like this this particular book, because it's already divided how I'd like it. So for the Cornell system. So in this circle here in the middle is where you take your normal notes in class. So, oh, okay, I got it. Oh, okay. And then that night when you go home, so at night, hopefully the same day or the next day, you write some questions here. So you look at this information. Oh, okay, this would be a good question for that. You look at this information. Okay, make this question. So you make some questions about each part of your notes. What you're doing is you're imagining, if I was the teacher of the class, how would I quiz my students? What questions would I make up? So, and then as you do it, you're practicing. This is you're kind of doing a practice test. So then later, when you come back to this, weeks later, months later, you can look at the information and, that's a good, or you can cover the information, and look at the question. Okay, I know the answer to that. And you can also do the opposite. Oh, if I was going to make a question again, would it be this? So you can go back and forth. But again, it's 2 different ways already. So note-taking, normal way, and then making questions to imagine for the future tests. Then at the bottom here, I changed this a little bit from Cornell Notes System. Cornell Notes System says you should summarize here. But based on recent research, of course, what you should do is why and how. Think about it, as you can see here. Why, sorry if you can read my writing, why is it true for me? So, I'm sorry, why did I say me for me? Why is it true? So think about in general, why is it true? So I heard the teacher said the sky is blue, but why? Why is the sky blue? What does it have to do with the blue wavelengths? For example, why is it true? Think about that. So again, looking at this information, think about why is it true? What you want to do here, it's deeper learning. So it's this note-taking and quizzing is a more surface learning on the surface. But you want deeper learning, like why did it happen? Why is it true? That's why children love to ask the question why, of course. And then, of course, how. And once you answered why, answer how. And you can see here how it relates to known information. So in my brain, how does it connect? So I know rivers run down the mountain, and now I know the sky is blue. How do those things connect? Or the moon, the waves in the ocean, and the moon in the sky. How do they connect to each other? What you're doing is making networks in your brain to find the information quickly. So again, so this is Cornell Notes system. So please take advantage of this. Please buy it. You can maybe find it on Amazon. This is a great one if you're in Japan. This is a great example notebook. So again, write normal note taking in class. Questions should be done at home at night. This why and how, sorry I should have said, is once a week, like on Sunday or Saturday. Like just take out your note paper. Okay, I know this information, I know these questions. If I had to think of why is it true? And then how does it relate to my information so far? So do these once a week, do these every night, and of course take these notes in class. Then you've actually done 3 things. You've done deeper learning, you've connected. This will help you later if you have to write an essay on a test or write an essay for homework. This will of course help you take the quizzes or tests in class, and this will of course just help your memory as you look at all 3. And then of course you have check marks here as you finish studying each time. Check, check, check. You can also use the check marks to check. So check, I wrote the normal notes. Check, I made the questions. So check, I asked these questions. Why? So think of a why question and a how question. Sorry, not why question, how question. Think of a why summary and a how summary to explain these. Okay, thank you for tuning in again. Sorry, this week was a little longer than usual. These were, of course, as you can see on the whiteboard here, study tips with Kent from Apple Pie English School. If you like what you're seeing, please hit the subscribe button or give us a like or a comment so that we can know which of these videos you prefer and we can maybe make more of them in the future. Until next week, have a good day. Take care of yourself and each other.